Good morning, guys. Welcome to Sunday. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. We're going to get started on yoga here now in a second. If you have a prop handy, like a yoga strap, that would be super great. If you don't have one, you could always use a pair of, I don't know, pajama pants, maybe a towel. And we're going to get into some chest openers today. A lot of us are doing a lot of sitting down, maybe hunching forward in front of devices. So it'll be really nice to open up the chest and also strengthen through our backs. Feel free to leave comments and say hello to me at some point during the practice. It's nice to see who's here and to share a hello. And yeah, I won't be able to really see unless I come right up to the camera, but I'll see later on. So yeah, just get cozy on your mat. We're gonna get started lying down on the back. And yeah, like I said, if you have a strap or something like a strap, like a towel, you just might wanna grab that. All right. And of course my cat is here. She just got in from a muddy morning outside and now is sitting on my notebook. So go on. Yes. You're gonna get all the attention later. All right, so take a nice cozy seat, lie down. Maybe bring your knees to touch with your feet at the edges of your mat. Allow your knees to knock together. And just adjust your seat on the floor. Maybe lift up your tailbone, roll your pelvis in a little bit, and then lay it down. That sometimes helps us relax a little bit. And bring your hands either out to the sides, or maybe bring your hands to your rib cage. And that way you can feel your breath. And begin to tap into your breath, bringing your attention to how the breath feels as you inhale and exhale. Let the breath expand through your rib cage. Feel it come out through the sides of your ribs. And your belly expands. And exhale, let it go. Bring your attention to your thoughts. What are you thinking today? Where are your emotions? And allow yourself to simply notice those emotions and let them go. Let them float on away. And today we're going to bring into our practice gratitude. So bring to mind something that you're grateful for. It could be something as simple as a cup of coffee that you had today, or maybe the fact that you're able to merge, if you're in Newfoundland, you're able to double bubble. Maybe see somebody you haven't seen or hug somebody you haven't seen in a long time. And when we practice gratitude, it helps us cultivate a life that feels happier and more fulfilled when we recognize the good things that are in our lives. On your next inhale, sweep the hands up above the head, big reach, lengthen the arms up, and maybe even extend your legs out nice and long. Point your toes, flex the feet, and then hug yourself into a little ball. And give yourself a little sway from side to side. And come on into happy baby. So that's the posture where your knees are wide apart and you're holding onto maybe your ankles or the bottoms of your feet. And this is kind of a playful pose. And you can feel free to find any movement you like here. Maybe give yourself a little sway from side to side. And tap into your breath. If ocean breath or Ujjayi pranayama in Sanskrit is part of your practice, you can go ahead. And if it's new to you and you want to try it on, just breathe through your nose, inhaling and exhaling, and gently constrict in the back of your throat. And you might start to hear your breath. It sounds like the ocean. And it helps you heat up your body through yoga. And place your feet on the ground. Make sure you can touch your heels with your fingertips. And your knees are about hip distance apart. Inhale, start to tilt your pelvis under, so you're scooping that tailbone under, and then begin to lift your pelvis up to the sky. Holding here for a moment, keep squeezing those hips up to the sky. Exhale, slowly come down, vertebra by vertebra, step by step, all the way down. Inhale, scoop under and lift. And exhale, lower down. Bring your arms into this if you like. So inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky and then up behind your head as you lift your pelvis. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, scoop under and lift up. Exhale, lower down. One more, let's lift on up. And then if you feel like it, you can keep the arms right here, or you can link the hands underneath your body and start to curve or bring your shoulders underneath you here. This is a nice chest opener. If you're linking the hands underneath you, just make sure there's a space underneath your chin, just like you're holding on to an apple or something there. And on your next exhale, release the hands if they're underneath you and slowly bring yourself back down to the mat. We're gonna do a little twist here, so make sure you have enough space on either side of you. Hug your right knee into your chest. And on your exhale, begin to cross that knee over the body, over to the left side. Maybe bring your right arm out to the side and maybe look over your right shoulder if you like. And feel free to stay here or join me in a little movement with this arm. So start to bring that right arm down towards your bottom. Cross the body, inhale, and reach up above your head, exhale, out to the side again. So you're just making circles with that arm, really getting into your shoulder. And feel free to follow that arm with your head. So you might just gently move your head or your eyes as that arm sort of creates those circles. And then feel free to hold that anywhere you like. And on your next inhale, cross that knee back over the body. We'll switch it up so your left knee comes into your chest. And on your exhale, shift over to the right. You may need to adjust your hips just a little bit. And bring that left arm out to the side. A little twist. You might hear your spine crack just a teensy bit. And feel free to stay right here or bring that arm into that beautiful movement. So reaching that arm down towards your bottom, across your body, up over your head, and back down. So you're linking your breath with the movement. Inhaling as you cross over the body, exhaling as you open up. And maybe you want to stay here. If you find a nice area that feels like, oh, super good, maybe you want to stick with that. I love reaching my arm up kind of diagonally, opening up through that shoulder. And on your next inhale, come on back through center, hug both knees into your chest, give yourself a little hug, maybe bring your forehead into it too. And start to massage through your back by rolling forward and back, maybe holding onto the backs of your legs. And let's roll right over the knees, finding hands and knees on the ground. So your hands are right underneath your shoulders, your knees are about hip distance apart, and we'll go on into some cat-cow postures. So on your inhale, let your pelvis tilt back, look forward, roll your chest open. On the exhale, press through your hands and curve the spine, looking at your belly button. Inhale, reverse to cow. And exhale, press through those hands, press through those knees and the tops of your feet. And keep that going, finding any modifications that you like. I love this part of the practice where you can start to wake up your spine. So continue those cat-cow movements, or feel free to find any other postures or movements you like. I'll give you some suggestions. Sometimes it's nice to roll your chest down, kind of like you're pushing your heart to the floor, moving over to the right, kind of creating a circle, curving the spine again, and yeah, just making a circle basically with the heart, and reversing. And then another one is, tilt your pelvis over to the left, look over your left shoulder at your little tail, invisible tail. And then the other side. And keep tapping into your breath. Big, full belly breaths. And begin to bring your hips back down into child's pose. So feel free to connect your big toes together and bring your hips down to your heels. Slide your arms forward. Maybe pick up the palms of your hands. I don't know if you can see me okay here. Pick up the palms of your hands and walk those fingertips a little further away, getting some nice stretchy action through the side body and the armpit area. Bring your breath into your back, expanding, feeling that expansion through your back, through your shoulder blades. And begin to walk your hands off the mat over to the left side, maybe stacking your right palm on top of the left, bringing your forehead down to the ground. And if that doesn't feel stretchy enough, you can walk those hands a little further away from you and then relax into the posture. And on your next inhale, walk the hands back over the mat, over to the right side. Same thing. So you're stacking the left hand on top of the right, bringing your forehead down. And if that doesn't feel stretchy enough, walk those fingertips away. And bringing your breath into that left side body. And inhale, come on back to center. Start to come on up onto your knees. And I'm going to introduce you to A little Garudasana or eagle arm alternative that we're going to revisit through practice. So Garudasana arms or eagle arms, stack your bent right elbow over the left, and you may just have the cross just like that, and you're sticking your forearms together, squeezing together, or you might connect your palms together. And if this doesn't feel comfortable at all, just take the alternative of holding onto your shoulders, okay? I'm just going to show you the Garadasana version here. So in Garudasana, we want to squeeze those forearms together, lift up through the elbows, and then think about pressing those hands away from your face. That's going to help expand through your back, creating space. And if you want to add a little extra stretchy goodness, begin to tilt keep pressing those forearms together, and tilt those arms over to the right. So my hands are moving away from the screen, and then begin to tilt your head over to the left. So you're getting a lovely neck stretch through your right side, okay? This is what I look at, like front on. Keep squeezing those arms up, away, and over to the right. And this is one you can do any time. You might be sitting at a desk, or even on the couch, reading, drinking tea, watching shows, and you need a little stretchy goodness, just sit at the edge of the couch and do this. That's what I did yesterday. Inhale, come on back through center, reach those arms up to the sky. Try to reach those elbows back behind you and activate through your fingertips. Press your chest forward, look up at the sky. On the exhale, come on back, and we're going to reverse it. So the left arm is stacking over the right, and you're squeezing those forearms together. Maybe your hands, your palms are touching. Begin to squeeze those forearms together, lift the elbows up, and press your hands away from your face. And then begin to tilt your hands over to the left. And then, you're looking forward with the head, tilt the head over to the right. So, keep lifting up through those arms. And you're not forcing anything here. It's just a gentle stretch through the neck. And keep breathing. And inhale back to center. Reach those arms up to the sky. And begin to bend those elbows. Press your chest forward. Lift up. Connect those hands behind your back. And this is where if you find it difficult to connect the hands here or straighten the elbows, that's where you might want to have your strap or your towel or something handy, okay? So if you can connect the hands, begin to roll the shoulders back. Think about pinching your shoulder blades together and pressing those hands away from your body. Lift your heart. If you're using a strap, here's what I want you to do. Take the strap behind you, hold it with both hands, and make sure that your palms are face down. And so what that's going to do is help externally rotate your arms, giving you that expansion through the chest and that sort of pinching action at the shoulder blades. So as you might need to adjust your hands accordingly on the strap, rolling the shoulders back, lifting your arms behind you, and lift your chest to the sky, maybe looking up at the sky. And so these are all actions that we're going to revisit through the practice. All right, so let's relax that. Bring your hands down to the mat, tuck your toes under, and walk your feet. Finding any movement you like here in downward dog. Maybe you feel a little bit more energized from those little back bends and shoulder openers. I certainly feel it. It's not quite like a cup of coffee, but maybe it's better in some ways. Finding that movement that you like here, still pedaling those legs. And look forward, begin to make your way to the top of the mat. We'll get going with some movement now. So your big toes are touching if you like, or space between the heels. Forward fold here. Hold on to opposite elbows if you want. And give yourself a little movement in ragdoll. And release those elbows if you have them. Bring your hands to your waist. Bend your knees a little bit and inhale. Come on up with a flat back, reaching your heart forward. Standing in Tadasana, maybe adjusting your yoga clothes. Feel your feet rooting into the ground. Perhaps you lift up those toes, spread them wide, and place them back down on the mat. Feeling the arches of your feet lifting up, kneecaps lifting, activating through your quads, lifting up through your spine, and gently kind of tucking at the bottom of your rib cage. So you're not splaying your back or your chest forward. You're kind of tucking in at the rib cage as you lift up through your spine. Nice long back of the head. Active through your fingertips. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, begin to draw your elbows back behind you. Press your chest forward and look up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, same thing. Gentle back bend, bringing your elbows back, just like you think you could connect them behind you. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back. Then straighten your arms, bring them to your hips. Gently fold forward and begin to massage the hands back down the backs of your legs for a little foldy action. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up with the arms. Reach fingertips to the sky. And exhale, hands, or your same thing, that little back bend, connecting, or thinking about connecting your elbows behind you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze together. One more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze those elbows back behind you. Bring the hands to your back pockets, invisible back pockets, unless you have back pockets in your yoga pants. Fold forward, massage through the backs of your legs. Inhale, half lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, now we step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees and step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll on up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach those arms to the sky. Exhale, squeeze the elbows behind you. Connect the hands at your back pockets. And forward fold, lengthen through that spine. All the way down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, step it back to plank. Your version through plank, you can always lower the knees down. Coming through chaturanga, elbows to your sides. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop, top of the mat. Inhale, ripple up, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll on up, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Same thing, inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze those elbows behind you, gentle back bend. Exhale, hands connect at the back pockets, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, step it back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step that right foot forward. Coming into a lunge. So you're making sure that your feet are on train tracks, not one foot in front of the other. Press through the feet. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Inhale here. Straighten that front leg. Exhale, begin to bend the knee and squeeze those elbows back behind you, lifting up through your midline. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Now connect those hands behind you. If you've used the strap, hold onto the strap, and we do that little chest opener. So you're squeezing those shoulder blades together and stretching the arms out behind you. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, begin to hinge forward, and you're going to kind of not go right over that thigh, but instead kind of tilt over to the left and forward fold. Got to make room for your boobs if you're a person with boobs. Keep squeezing those shoulder blades together. This is a very active pose. Lifting those arms up to the sky. Relax your head. Your head doesn't need to be, your neck doesn't need to be strained here. Inhale, come on up. Release the strap if you have it. Reach those arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Root that left hand into the mat. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky, twisting it out. Inhale here. Exhale. Keep lengthening those arms. If you'd like, join me in some movement, reaching that right arm towards the back of the mat, out to the right side, up above your head, and around. So once again, creating those circles just like we did in that side twist. And you can follow the hand with your eyes if you like, or simply look in any direction you want. One last circle of the arm. And when you're ready, reach the arm back up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, frame the foot. Step back to plank. And lower your weight all the way down to your belly. Give your hips a little shake from side to side. Reach your hands behind you or at your sides. Palms flat down to the mat. So once again, when your hands are flat on the mat, you're engaging that external rotation of the arm. We're going to do some chest and leg lifts here. So inhale, roll the shoulders back. Pinch at the shoulder blades. Reach those hands nice and active to the back of the room. Lift your heart. And then option to lift the legs up off the ground. Nice active toes pointing back. Maybe you lift a little bit more. And on your exhale, gently lower down. One cheek to the mat. Give yourself a little sway. Run side to side. And we'll do that once more. Looking down at your mat, inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the heart, lift those arms, and maybe lift your legs. Pressing your pubic bone into the mat. Exhale, lower down. And we'll do that one more time. This next one, you're going to have the option to go into bow pose. So finding your ankles. And when you go up into bows, you want to think about pressing your feet into your hands and lifting the thighs up off the ground as you squeeze them towards the midline. So inhale, roll those shoulders back, lift your heart, either version, your way. Coming into bow if you want. Really think about pressing those feet into the hands, lifting the chest, and finding a gaze point on the floor. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and windshield wipe the legs from side to side. Lower your feet down, tuck those toes, and find your way up to downward facing dog. So you can go through the knees or through plank for that sort of extra push-up action. Walk those feet out. Inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee, step that left foot forward, finding your crescent pose. Make sure that knee is right over the ankle and your feet are not one foot in front of the other, sort of on train tracks. Keep squeezing to the midline, press through the feet, and begin to lift those arms up to the sky. So you're tucking that tailbone under, scissoring those legs, left leg comes back, right forward. So you're kind of bringing your pelvis into line, reaching those arms up to the sky. Inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend the knee and squeeze those bent elbows back together behind you. Maybe look up at the sky. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze together. One more. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, squeeze. And if you want, find those hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back behind you. If you're going to use the strap, grab it. And I'll do the strap version. So once again, make sure your palms are face down. Roll the shoulders back. And then begin to pinch those shoulder blades together and lift those arms. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, we begin to fold over to the right side, making room for your boobs or your invisible boobs. Lift those arms up. Relax through your neck. And tap into your breath. Deep breaths. Bringing to mind what you're grateful for today. On your next inhale, press through the feet and lift on back up. If you have a strap, place it on the ground. Reach those arms through the sky. Inhale. Exhale, frame the foot. Plant that right hand right underneath your shoulder. And inhale, reach your left arm to the sky. Inhaling to lengthen. And feel free to stay here or join me in that nice shoulder flow rotation thing. So reaching those fingertips to the back of the room, reaching out to the left side, back up over your head, and creating that big circle. Opening up through your rib cage as you circle the arm back behind you. Connecting your breath to the movement. And maybe you're looking at the arm like I am, or you're just looking at the floor or the ground, whatever suits your neck today. One more big circle. And plant that hand, step it back to plank, and lower your weight down to your belly. Walk your fingertips off the mat. Tense your fingertips, pointing your elbows up to the sky. Think about there being an invisible string attached to the upper part of your spine, right here at the bottom of your neck. And as it's being tugged, you're kind of being pulled slowly up. And exhaling down. So we'll do that a few times. Inhale, press through your fingertips, lifting your heart, pressing the backs of your feet into the mat. Exhale down. Two more, just like that. And exhale lower. And one more. And exhale down. Press your hands into the mat. We're going to come up onto the knees and right into puppy pose. So puppy pose is a nice alternative to downward dog and is a really nice chest opener. So your hips stay over your knees and your feet can be tucked under, bent if you want, or flat on the ground. You need to walk your hands forward. And I like to keep my elbows off the ground, but you can feel free to lower them if you like. Bringing your forehead right down to the mat. Thinking about pressing your chest a little bit further down towards the mat. And feeling that expansion through the armpit and chest area. On your next inhale, begin to lift your head up off the mat. Walk your hands back a little bit, tuck the toes, and find downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll on up, big reach. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach to the sky. Once again, exhale, those elbows meet behind your back. Open the chest. Exhale, hands come to those back pockets. Massage through your legs and fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale, step it back to plank. We're going to go into a side plank with some modifications if you like. So lower your right knee to the ground and begin to kick that foot out perpendicular to your mat. Coming onto your right hand, which is right underneath your shoulder, and your left instep or arch is connected with the mat. Reach that right arm up to the sky. So you can stay right here if this works for you, and maybe even challenge yourself with lifting this top leg up. For anyone interested in side plank, step that right foot under and extend that leg. So you can stack the feet or have one foot in front of the other. Keep opening up through that chest. Think about rotating that rib cage a little bit up towards the sky. Pressing powerfully into the mat and reaching those fingertips up. Now, next alternative. Take your top leg, left leg, and step the ball of your foot just behind the knee. Lift those hips and reach up to the sky. Hold this here, or do that arm rotation, circling the arm back behind you, opening up the chest. And if at any point you want to take a breather, take a break, go ahead. Child's pose is always an alternative. You want to meet your body wherever you are, and always be kind to yourself. And lifting that top arm up. Stack the feet again. Place that left hand on the ground and bring the knees down into child's pose for a moment. So maybe widen those legs and slide those hands forward. Other side right away. So kicking your left knee out like it's on a kickstand, or your left foot out like it's on a kickstand behind you. Put your left hand in the middle of the mat and begin to turn onto your side. So the arch of your right foot is on the mat and you're reaching that right arm up to the sky. Hold it here if you like, or experiment with lifting that extended leg up. If you want to go into the other versions, feel free to come on into side plank, keeping those hips lifted up nice and strong. Alternative to take that right leg and step the ball of the foot just behind the knee. Begin to lift those hips a little further up. And feel free to engage that right arm in a little dance. Opening up through your chest and the shoulder area. And reaching that arm back up to the sky. Stack the feet again. Place the hand on the mat. And bring the knees down. We'll come on into puppy pose once again. So keeping your hips over the knees, sliding your hands forward, and bringing your forehead or nose down to the ground. Maybe walk your fingertips a little further away from you, and maybe tent the palms. So coming up onto your fingertips. Walking your hands back towards your face. Press through the hands and lift on up. Finding downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step that right foot forward. Lower your back heel to the ground. So you're coming on into warrior two. Pressing through those feet, rippling those arms up and lengthening nice and long through the arms, lifting up through the belly, really bending into that front leg, and make sure you can see those toes. Inhale here and exhale. Flipping the front palm, inhale, peaceful warrior. And coming back to warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, peaceful. Inhale, warrior two. Walk that back foot in just a little bit. We're going to go into triangle pose, Triconasana. Inhale, lift through the belly and begin to tilt yourself forward, and then reach the hands for that ankle, the block, or the ground. Looking up at the sky if you like, or down towards the floor, whatever feels good on your neck. Inhale, bend through that front knee, coming back to warrior two. Windmill the hands forward and start to come up onto the ball of that back foot. Take a moment to make sure that you're on train tracks. So you got lots of room to balance and move. Bring the hands behind you, coming into that shoulder opener that we did before. And if your hands don't connect, use your strap. So we're going to go into warrior three, but with this shoulder opener. If you know that you want to have your hands free to move and do what you want to do, you just do that, okay? So you're not married to anything I say. Roll those shoulders back, lift the heart. Think about stepping a foot or two in, and then engage that front leg and come on into, I don't know if you can see me, warrior three. So your pelvis is pointed towards the ground. The back toes are pointed down towards the ground. And you're pressing that back heel towards the back of the room. Lengthening through your spine. And if you have a strap or your hands are together, release that and let the hands float forward. On your next inhale, begin to come towards standing, but glide that left foot above the ground and bring that knee into your chest. We're going to go into Garudasana or eagle pose, crossing this left leg over the right, maybe just the once, or maybe you hook that toe behind the ankle. Begin to sit into your pelvis, sit into your hips. Take your arms, bend them, and cross the right over the left. If that doesn't feel comfortable, hold on to opposite shoulders like this. And so just like we did at the beginning of class, think about pressing those forearms together, lifting the elbows up in front of your face, and then pressing the hands away from you. If you want that little neck stretch, which is a super bonus challenge here actually. Yeah, maybe you won't do that, but if you want to, tilt those arms over to the right and your head over to the left. Keep looking at something inanimate, something that's going to help you balance. Inhale, squeeze back into the midline if you did that little option. Inhale, reach those hands up to the sky, lift that leg, stretch it in front of you, and lower down to the ground. Ooh, that was a nice little challenge. Give yourself a little sway from side to side, and we'll go into the other side. Let's do a little flow first. Inhale, we'll reach those hands up. Little back bend. Stretch those elbows behind you. Press your chest forward. Exhale, hands come to the back of the legs. Massage down. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step yourself back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it forward. Preparing for warrior two, lowering your back heel to the ground and windmilling your arms up into the posture. So make sure that that front knee is right over the ankle. You're lifting up through the midline and strongly reaching those hands out to the side. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, flip that front palm, peaceful warrior. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale, side angle pose. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, peaceful. Inhale, back through warrior two. Exhale, holding side angle pose for a moment here. Your version. Really think about pressing that elbow into the leg, rolling your shoulder back and away from your ear, rotating through your rib cage up to the sky. Inhale, come on back to Triconasana. And, warrior two, I should say. Warrior two. We're going into Triconasana. So walk that back foot in just a little bit, lifting up through your center. Engage your abdominals and begin to tilt forward. And then bring the arms into the action. So your hands can be on, or your left hand can be on a block, on your ankle, or on the ground. Bringing to mind what you're grateful for today. Inhale, come on back. Micro bend that front knee, straightening up. Windmill the hands down. Come onto the ball of your back foot. Coming on into your crescent pose, inhale. Exhale, hands come behind you, either clasping the hands or holding onto your strap right here. You're gonna go into that balanced posture, and this hand position is totally optional, of course. So inhale, roll those shoulders back, lift your heart. Exhale, step that back foot in just a little bit, and come on into your warrior three. I'm just gonna move myself back here so you can see me. Gazing at the ground. Your hips are equal, so you're not stacking your hips. And your kneecap is pointed at the ground. On your next inhale, really think about squeezing those shoulder blades together even more. And on the exhale, release the strap and your hands float in front of you. Woo. On your next inhale, start to come towards standing, floating that left foot above the ground and then bending the knee into your chest. Sitting up nice and tall here. Going into Garudasana, eagle pose, crossing that right leg over the left. And maybe these toes just come down to the mat. If you've been having some challenges with the balance, let those toes come right to the mat and bend into it. Otherwise, cross the leg and maybe hook the toe behind the ankle. Squatting down a little bit lower. Reach those hands up. Bend at the elbows. Cross the left elbow over the right and squeeze those forearms together. Maybe you have the palms together too. As you squeeze the forearms together, lift those elbows up and then press the hands away from your face. And maybe you come into that little neck stretch we did, which is actually more of a balance challenge now. So tilting those arms over to the left and your head over to the right. Kind of like you see something out your window and you're like, what is that? Huh? Like dogs do when they're wondering what you're doing. And come on back to the midline. Inhale, lift the leg and the arms up. Stretch the foot in front of you and place it on the ground. Give yourself a little dance, a little shake. Then we're going to slow things down nice and quickly here. Going into Malasana, inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, the feet are out at 45 degrees. And begin to squat down. Maybe you have a block behind you that you want to sit on instead of squatting. This is a stretch, and you really want to be able to relax into it. And give yourself a little sway from side to side, finding any movement that you like here. Maybe you feel a little bit energized now. I always find back bends do that. It's just like, whew, ready for the day. And when you're ready, you can use your hands and come right down onto your bottom. And reach those feet out in front of you, arms out ahead of you, and come all the way down onto your back. Give yourself a great big stretch from end to end. Point the toes and reach those legs out long. Exhale, let it go. We'll do one little twisty action here before we get going into Shavasana, short Shavasana or seated meditation. Bring your hands behind your head like you're lying on the beach and begin to bring your knees over to the left. You may want to shift your hips over to the right and then let the knees drop off. If you like, it feels comfortable for you, you could stack that left foot on top of the right knee. That does not work for me, so I opt out of it. Inhale, come on back through center. Shift the hips over to the left and let the knees drop over to the right. Inhale, come on back to center. And hug your knees into your chest. So you have a couple options. You can go right into Shavasana, lying on your back. Maybe put your legs up the wall if you have one near. Or I invite you to sit in a short 2-minute meditation. So your option, feel free to relax on the ground and bring your attention to your breath wherever you are. I'll let you know when we are at 1 minute. Allow softness to enter your body. And if you're hoping to meditate, perhaps count your breath. 1 is inhale and exhale. And perhaps bringing to mind what you're grateful for today. And is there somebody that you want to send some loving thoughts to today? That's 1 minute. 1 minute left. Imagine yourself melting into the ground, totally relaxed and at ease. And if you're ready to come on up to seated, if you're not already there, you can begin it, or feel free to stay in Shavasana or meditation for as long as you like. Bringing the hands to heart center, sitting up nice and tall. And take a moment to thank yourself for making time for your mind, your body, and your breath. And some lovely heart openers today. Namaste. The light in me bows to the light in you. And I wish you a wonderful Sunday. Thanks for joining me.